share the space with all of you, our supporters, who helped to make this project a reality. We have been posting pictures throughout the process on social media, and if you are not following us, make sure you find us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and more pictures for our grand opening in the coming months. To begin this meeting, we will conduct official board business in terms of voting in our executive committee for the next year. At this time, we do not have any board members with renewing terms or new members to add. However, we do have one long-standing board member, Mike Bickerton, who is rolling off the board after many, many years as a board member, finance committee chair, treasurer. Am I missing anything else?
No, I think that was it. Thank you.
Good dresser.
We are so thankful for all the time you have dedicated to the board, and we wish you all the best and hope that you can finally enjoy some extra time in your retirement.
Thank you very much.
This group solicits interest from existing board members in taking on leadership roles and serving on our executive committee for a 12-month period. At this time, I'd like to share the list of these individuals and then conduct a board vote. Board Chair, Kathy Ballarama. Vice Chair, Rich General. Secretary, Gina Carlson. The list of individuals for the upcoming.
So moved.
Thank you, Bill. And can I ask for a second? Thank you, Tammy. All in favor? All right, welcome. Congratulations to our newly named executive committee for the upcoming year. So before I turn it over to Alicia for the organizational updates and highlights, there is an official item of board business that we need to address, and the following resolution needs a board vote at this time. And I will read this resolution, which is, this resolution of the Neighborhood Alliance Board of Directors authorizes the President and CEO, Alicia Foss, and/or Senior Director of Administration, Rebecca Haywood, to make business decisions and conduct business transactions, including but not limited to signing checks, making deposits, cashing checks, opening bank accounts, and/or opening and signing of vendor accounts and contracts for both Neighborhood Alliance and Neighborhood Alliance Holdings LLC. Could I have a motion to approve?
So.
Thank you, Bill. And second. Thank you, Rich. All in favor?
Aye.
Excellent, thank you very much. So at this time, I'd like to turn the meeting over to President and CEO of Neighborhood Alliance, Alicia Foss.
Thank you. So 2023 is the year that we're talking about right now with our annual meeting. And there's so many things that I could say about 2023, but I think the most important, or maybe the biggest, is that it was a year of extremes for Neighborhood Alliance in many, many ways. We went from high highs to low lows and back again multiple times throughout last year. It was definitely one of the most challenging years that I've had as CEO at Neighborhood Alliance. You never know when you start a year exactly what it's going to bring, and I don't think that any of us could have anticipated some of the challenges. While some were positive, some were negative, and all of the things that went on during the year last year. Fortunately for me, we have a great organization here at Neighborhood Alliance and a really fantastic team, wonderful board members and donors and supporters who were able to step in some of these challenging situations and really help us to move through the challenges and to make positives out of negatives that we were facing. Financially, the organization has actually been very stable for the last several years, and I appreciate all the support of our community and our board and everyone who's played a part in that. The pandemic in some ways did us a lot of favors in regard to additional funding that was available to us. However, in 2023, over the course of the year, we started to see some of that funding go away. As this funding streams start to fade away, that leveled everything out to the pre-pandemic levels of funding that had been previously available to us. The unfortunate side of that is that increase in the needs in our community did not level out to match the funding. We continue to receive an influx of calls for shelter, for home delivered meals, and for all of our other services that we offer in the community throughout the year in 2023. Our waiting lists continue to climb, and we continue to try to serve to the best of our ability given the circumstances. As you can imagine, with funds becoming more limited, serving became more and more difficult as the year went on. Despite some of the limits in our funding, we continued to move forward with our events. We held Come Together, which featured our shelter and emergency services, as well as our Walk and Family Fun Festival. That typically will bring in unrestricted funds for us that allows us to plug some of the gaps that we have in our funding throughout the organization, and it's really pivotal in being able to continue to move our programming forward. Those events produce less money in 2023 than what they normally do, and added to the strain that we were already starting to feel as we went through 2023. And that did impact our services in some ways. That we had on our operating budget in the background of everything else happening within the organization, we did manage to pull off a very exciting ribbon cutting on the new neighborhood nutrition kitchen a year ago, April. We had our spork off, which some of you were able to participate in and be a part of. It was a really fantastic event. It was a friendly chefs competition, and it was a huge success. It allowed us to break in our new kitchen in style, and I think it was a lot of fun for people who were able to participate in that event. Of course, as I said, we had high highs and low lows, and all of them were sort of happening simultaneously throughout the year, and that event did not come without its challenges. The night before the event, we found out that none of the brand new kitchen equipment was actually functioning. And so some of you have probably seen the video of me doing the tour of the kitchen right before it opened, and while you can't really see it in the video, the stress of that was pretty enormous on our team, trying to put this event together to pull this off and knowing that our kitchen equipment was not functional the night before. We all put on smiles for the cameras, which is what we do, because that's just sort of the Neighborhood Alliance way. We've got to get through it and we've got to make it happen. But what most people didn't know is that our construction team was actually on standby within the building that day in case anything went wrong with that spork off. The event went off without a hitch. It was absolutely fine. Everything held, and it's all still functioning now, fortunately for us, but you sort of see that contrast between we've got this great, fantastic thing that's happening and some of these challenges that go on in the background. A lot of times I don't think in nonprofit world that we talk about some of the challenges that we face, but I think it's important that we do, because the work that we do in the community is so vital to the success of the people that we serve. But it's also important that we support the team that we have and the people who are on the front lines doing the work. And these challenges are important to recognize the hard work and dedication of our team members and our staff. Last year, we were also able to sell off one of our properties that was really no longer of use to us and reinvest those funds back into our programming, which helped us to shore up some of our deficiencies in our budget. That came as a huge relief as we began to consolidate properties and recoup some of that money. We also held our first business after hours for the Lorraine County Chamber of Commerce, which was really a fun event. We had a luau, and we had that at our Washington Avenue building. It was wonderful to have everyone come out and see the building. We were able to do some tours and show people around. Of course, that's the former YMCA building in Elyria, and I think it's nice for people to see the renovations that are going on and the improvements that we're making to that building that was once abandoned. However, again, it's those high highs and low lows. We're having a great celebration with no air conditioning because we have not yet been able to upgrade some of those functionalities in our new building. That is something that, heat was a little intense. It was July, so it's hot, without the proper air conditioning in our building, and that is an issue that we are still working to address today. So again, it's that contrast of the great things that are happening and some of these things that go on in the background. In a little bit happier news, last year we were able to secure some significant funding for the capital campaign. We worked with the Nordson Corporation Foundation as well as the Stalker Foundation to help us continue our building renovation project. Many other major donors made pledges to us, and we finally did secure enough money to begin the Haven Center project. So if you think about the 6-phase project that we've been talking about for the last several years, we were phase 1 with the kitchen. Phase 2 was this first phase of the Haven Center, and we've been able to obtain the money to do the renovations. However, because this is sort of the theme of my whole speech, when it rains, it floods. And that is, I don't think that's really how that saying goes, but here at Neighborhood Alliance, that is absolutely how it goes. And last August, when all the flooding was happening throughout the county, we ended up with 2 feet of raw sewage in the lower level of the Haven Center due to the significant rain that impacted the area. We lost about $350,000 worth of equipment and other damages to our structure. And that was August. We had planned to renovate that lower level as part of the shelter renovation project, but that area was actually slated for a later phase. The flooding moved that to the priority because when you have raw sewage in the basement of your building, you cannot have residents on site. So we had to move all the residents off site. I believe the shelter was pretty close to full at that time. We had to move them all to hotels so that we could make the necessary repairs, do the cleanup, and get everything back up and running in the shelter. We were very fortunate to have the support of a number of local foundations, our state delegation, and funders at all levels who stepped in and were able to help us secure the funding to pay for those renovations. Yes, we had insurance. No, it did not cover all of it. That's always the question that I get. But we were able to reopen the shelter just a few months later, designed with the future planning that we already had in place in mind, so that we aren't going to be redoing renovations that needed to be done anyway. That was things like epoxy flooring and new kitchen equipment, but not overdoing the kitchen equipment because we have our kitchen at Washington Avenue now that's doing food for shelter, and also complete with a sump pump. So hopefully we will never have to live through that again. That was very devastating to the organization as a whole. I think a lot of us had some emotions tied to what happened with the shelter flood and just seeing the building in that state of disrepair. So, like I said, that was August. September, we were ready to do groundbreaking, and it was only about a week later that our groundbreaking was already scheduled. Many people probably would have pushed back that groundbreaking, and in fact, I think many people in this room suggested that to me. I don't always listen, which can be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on how you look at it, but we went ahead and moved forward with our groundbreaking because I think at that point it was important to have some good news in with that flood situation. Neighborhood Alliance has been in Lorraine County for nearly 100 years. We're coming up on that 100-year anniversary. And there's a reason why we're still here after all of these years. We do not stop when things get tough. We don't falter when we're afraid. We gather up all of our strength and we push forward. We push the envelope. We push ourselves to be better every day. And we do all of this not because we want to or because we get some kind of glory out of it, but because we know that there are people out there that are depending on us and relying on our services and the resources that we provide in the community and the support that we give to those in need. We have a mission to help our communities grow stronger, and we work diligently to meet that mission despite the circumstances. I want to take a moment to appreciate all of the good things that came out of 2023. It was not a bad year overall. It was really a very good year for us. It was wild, it was a wild ride, and it was incredible every moment of it. I want to thank everyone for your support of the organization and the team that we have here. It was a lot of blood, sweat, and many, 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 many tears, but we made it through. And we appreciate all of our funders and donors, our volunteers, our board of directors, and our team members who have helped us get through this past year. I always say we couldn't do what we do without the support of our community, and that has never been truer than in 2023. So, as we know, we push and we do what we do, and we continue to push into 2024. We're now halfway through the year, and we are sitting here today at the new Haven Center addition that a year ago was nothing more than a vision and a dream. It's now a reality, and in just a few short weeks, we will open this wing to the public. The services that we will be able to provide for families and individuals experiencing homelessness will give them a real chance at a better future, and I can't think of anything more important than that. We did not build this for ourselves. We built this for our community and for generations to come. I look forward to seeing all the ways this new non-congregate style homeless shelter facility will impact the lives of the people we serve for the better and help our community to grow even stronger. Thank you.
packed 12 months for Neighborhood Alliance. As this organization approaches its 1-year anniversary, the momentum to keep helping those in the community and have a positive impact on those served continues to grow. Not only has the number of individuals we serve keeps increasing, but the organization itself continues expanding as well. Our neighborhood nutrition kitchen is now over 1 year old and now has capacity to deliver over 9,000 meals a week to homebound seniors in the county. Next, our space here at Haven Center will give increased capacity to serve families that need shelter. While the need for assistance grows in Lorraine County, Neighborhood Alliance is well positioned to meet these needs. Throughout these 12 months, we have been honored to meet many of you through volunteer opportunities, or you may have been part of one of the groups that have come for a tour of our facilities. We appreciate everyone that has taken the time to be a part of Neighborhood Alliance and learn more about the mission we execute every day. We are blessed to live in a community where there is a desire to assist those who are in need. On behalf of the board, I want to share our deepest appreciation to the Neighborhood Alliance staff for the empowering work that they do every day. You are the heart and soul of this organization and have a positive influence on those you serve. Our board members are always learning more and more about the organization and the times we get to engage with you and work side by side on efforts such as Christmas preparing. The dedication and passion you show in your roles is inspiring, and we are all proud of your accomplishments this past year. Alicia, you continue to amaze us with your leadership and vision for how to best serve those in the community. Not only do you take this on with a can-do attitude, but you push further ahead, having a strategic eye for the changing environment and being proactive to address it. You are a partner and collaborator with helping to build up others and knowing how to best play into the strengths of one another for the best possible results. We continue to see your vision as the capital campaign continues to move forward, positioning Neighborhood Alliance to meet the current as well as future demands for those we serve. Thank you for your continued dedication to the organization. Finally, we couldn't have achieved any of these milestones I shared without the generous support of our funders and donors who believe in the work we do every day. Your generosity helps to reach out to others who are experiencing hardships and need a helping hand to make it through. We know that there are many wonderful nonprofits in Lorraine County, and we appreciate that many of you have chosen to fund our various programs, which will help a diverse group of individuals in the community. We still have additional campaign milestones to achieve, such as the renovation of the former YMCA building in Elyria and the renovation of the existing Haven Center, the space to meet the future needs of the community. We can't wait to share more on those efforts with you soon. To those who have continued to support us and fund our efforts, thank you. We wouldn't be here without you. For those who haven't worked with us previously, we love the opportunity to show you more. We enjoy opening our doors to tours and to share more on the work we do and how you can get involved. Please do not hesitate to reach out to our team to learn more. Now, while we're in the midst of these summer months, the staff at Neighborhood Alliance are already looking ahead to one of our biggest and long-standing events, Christmas Preparing. This is one of the first events that I became involved with Neighborhood Alliance about 17 years ago, and it's something I look forward to every year. Over 2,000 people were touched by this program last year, which is donor-driven and offers holiday options such as creating senior care baskets, family care baskets, adopt a child, and other opportunities to brighten someone's holiday. It's an amazing way to give back, and starting next month, registration will open up to sign up to be a holiday donor. It's a meaningful way to become involved with the organization, so feel free to sign up, recruit family and friends, or even get your employer or employees to help as well. Stay tuned for more details in the coming weeks. So before we close the meeting, I'd like to invite everyone to follow us on social media, as there are plenty of opportunities to learn more about what is going on with Neighborhood Alliance. Our community engagement coordinator on the other side of this camera, Stephanie, has been actively posting weekly recaps, highlights of our various programs, as well as sharing more opportunities on how to get involved through volunteering or program partnerships. This organization thrives on involvement from our supporters. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us today as we celebrated the accomplishments of Neighborhood Alliance and get a glimpse into what the future holds. So I'd like to call this meeting to a close. Could I please have a motion to approve?